Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. So today, I want to actually kind of change up a little bit. I'm going to give you 5 whiskeys that I'm personally putting on my Christmas list. So you can add them to your Christmas list, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, or just a happy holiday list, right? But seriously, these are 5 whiskeys that I'm putting on my Christmas list, and I think you should add them to your list as well. Take this list, slide it over, give it to a loved one, and tell them to go ahead, go to work, find you at least one of these, right? At least one. I'm not saying you have to get all 5. Of course, you guys know me the way I end it. I'm always going to end it with a nice little asterisk. But a couple of these, I can't lie, they were on my Christmas list, but I could not wait for Mrs. Judge. No offense to Mrs. Judge. I love her with all my heart, but I could not wait. So I went ahead and actually purchased these myself. They were called the Judge's presents, right? I bought them for myself. All right. By the way, let me just go ahead and say these are not in order in terms of like my preference of what I'm ranking them. They're just 5 whiskeys that I think I've heard nothing but great things about them. I know the brand. I've had other versions of them before. So I'm like, you know what? These are ones I definitely want for Christmas for myself. Cool? All right. Coming in the number 1 spot. So when I think of this brand, they are taking older age whiskey and all of their batches, but in particular, and more recently, batch 5, batch 6, batch 7 have all been straight, just like knockouts. Like 5, 6, and 7 were absolute knockouts. So I'm thinking batch 8 has to follow suit, right? So batch 8 coming from Found North Whiskey. Yes, Found North, Nick and Zach Taylor. I just reviewed their other newest product, in the last episode, but Found North is producing some fantastic, blended Canadian whiskey. It's taking Canadian whiskey to like the next level, big time, right? And it truly is, honestly, that boutique brand now at the price point, the age of the whiskey, even greater than a lot of the other stuff that's out there. It's really competing in that boutique category, competing with like your old Carters, your Four Gates, and so forth. So Found North batch 8, let's just say this is definitely on my Christmas list, and I hope and I pray that Mrs. Judge got me a Found North batch 8 for Christmas. So we shall see. I've already heard from other people out there that they've had batch 8 and it's absolutely amazing. So I'm hoping Mrs. Judge came through. She's a great wife, so I'm sure she did. All right. And those bottles, I should say, batch 8. It's I think it's like about $1.50, $1.60, kind of depending on where you get it. If you get it in the store versus online. The cool thing about Found North is that previously you can only get it online at like Sailbox or Sharepour, places like that. But now you're starting to see Found North in a lot of different places, like in Chicago, at Benny's, in other states as well. You're starting to see Found North actually in stores, which I love. So, cool thing. Make sure you check their website, by the way, if you're looking for where you can find Found North within the actual stores. All right, cool. Number 2 on the list. Oh, man. So this one, I love it because of a couple reasons. Number 1, I love the price on it. It's about a $75 bottle. Number 2, if you are looking for a sherry finish and you want something that's like let's call it a really good alternate to Midwinter's Night's Dram, because Midwinter's Night's Dram, as we all know, this year went up in price, ridiculous. It went all the way from like what it used to be like $80, $90. It went up last year to $110. This year, the MSRP for Midwinter Night's Dram, for the most part, is about $150. Obviously, some people want to find it for a little bit less, some people a little bit more. But if you're looking for an alternate to Midwinter Night's Dram and you want a really good wine finished rye whiskey that's absolutely top of the line and also at a higher proof point, make sure you check out the Sagamore Sherry finish. The Sagamore Sherry finish, I've had that numerous times. I've already added it to my Christmas list because I already finished my old bottle. I'm hoping that Mrs. Judge restocks the Sagamore Sherry finish. It's a fantastic bottle, and honestly, it's better than the Midwinter's Night's Dram. It really is. $75. Not bad from a price standpoint either. All right, that's number 2. Before I get to number 3, I need a quick little sip. Let me know, what are you looking for? So drop a comment. What are you looking for Christmas? In addition to some of the ones that I put on my list today, what are some of the ones you're looking for? Also hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel, as well hit the bell. Get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? All right. Cheers. Whew. This is delicious. This is number 4, coming up very soon. All right, so what's number 3 on the list and why? Also, from a price standpoint, this whiskey is one where it's a $70 to $75 bottle for the most part, maybe $80 depending on where you're at. I haven't had it yet, but I've had other versions of their sweet mash rye whiskey, and I'm telling you, Hard Truth is the newest up-and-coming craft distillery. So I released in a video a couple episodes ago that Hard Truth is coming out with 4 different finishes. I won't go through them all, but they have like the brandy, they have a Sauternes finish, and a couple others. The Hard Truth, their sweet mash rye whiskey is by itself amazing. Now they have 4 finished versions of that. Sign me up for A, B, C, and D. So I told Mrs. Judge, hey, if you can get at least one of those finishes, I would appreciate that. But honestly, I guarantee you all 4 of those are probably hitters because, I mean, Hard Truth, they are just putting their foot in making some great whiskey. So if you get a chance, make sure you add the Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye Whiskey, one of those 4 finishes. You might want the brandy, you might want the Sauternes, you might want one of the other ones. But make sure you add Hard Truth to your list. Cool? All right, that's number 3. 4, 5, and then the asterisk. Uh-oh. Fun, fun, fun. So what's number 4? So number 4 is, this is an interesting one. So I had these gentlemen on the channel as a live stream, I think it was a couple months ago. So what they're doing is they're taking sourced whiskey from various different distilleries around the US, but they're throwing their own label on it, right? So they're picking single barrels, but very unique barrels. Sometimes they're able to kind of blend different barrels together, 2 different barrels. But in this instance, it's a single barrel. They're sourcing it from none other than J. Henry, some good Wisconsin whiskey. We all know J. Henry. You think of who's the person there that's helped them a lot from a master blender perspective. None other than Nancy Fraley. So they picked this bottle, or this barrel, I should say. This is Two Soul Spirits. This is actually what I'm sipping right now. Two Soul Spirits. This is a 4-grain that you can get online from Two Soul Spirits. They call this one actually the Cigar Barrel. Now, it's not actually finished. Like many, when you think of cigar barrels or cigar finishes, if you will, they're typically a finished bourbon. This one's not. It's just a 4-grain bourbon. Coming from J. Henry, the distillery up in Wisconsin. Comes in at 121.14 proof, aged 6 years and 8 months. Two Soul Spirits. Check them out, folks. I'm telling you, these gentlemen are doing a fantastic job of picking some great barrels. And this Cigar Barrel, as they're calling it, it may not be finished, but this is what's in my glass. I get the reason why. Very sweet. Tons of fruit, and it almost feels like it is finished, like the way it tastes, as well as all the fruit in the nose. Oh my gosh, this nose is flat out amazing. No honey required. So this is number 4, and this is on my list. Cheers again. Cheers. Oh yeah, I can so see why that goes well with the cigar. Very sweet, tons of caramel, tons of dark fruits in there, some plums, some black plums, some blackberries. Absolutely amazing. Great job, gentlemen, over at Two Soul Spirits. Great job. All right, number 5 in the asterisk. Oh boy. So these two, they are interesting. Let me just stick with number 5. So number 5 is, let me go back. So back in 2020, there was a limited release of this brand. Came in, aged 10 years. I think the proof was like about 92 or 93 proof. And at that point in time, I didn't have this. I mean, this was a limited release. It came out only, I think, like in 2 states. I think it was like in Ohio and Pennsylvania. And when I had it, I was at my buddy's house drinking whiskey, one of those whiskey nights, hanging out with friends. And I was like, what? This is flat out amazing. It's like the next time they come out with either this version or another limited release, I'm going to grab it. So even though it was on my Christmas list, no offense to Mrs. Judge, this is one of the ones where I had to go ahead and buy it myself. So what is a Judge? None other than Old Overholt, age 10 years, cast strength. So one I had before was the Old Overholt, age 11 years. I think it was like 92 or 93 proof. It looked just like this, except for I had a little red dot in the middle. I had that at my buddy's house, and it was flat out amazing. So I said the next time they come out with either the same version or something similar, I'm grabbing it. So this one just came out, a limited release, Old Overholt, aged 10 years cast strength rye whiskey. I haven't popped it yet. I just literally got it in the mail like 5 minutes ago. So truly, this one will be popped open tomorrow while I'm watching some football, enjoying it with a nice cigar. So Old Overholt, aged 10 years, cast strength rye whiskey. Make sure you add it to your Christmas list. Cool? All right. So Judge, what is your asterisk and why? So the reason why this is an asterisk is because from a price standpoint, it's the most expensive bottle, right? It's just right at like the $200 mark plus tax, so $215-ish, if you will, shipping if you're getting it online. But again, you can find this in some stores, just a little bit harder to find in some stores. But again, you can check it out on their website. So I sipped this whiskey, and when I say I knew immediately it was going to be in my top 10, I knew immediately it was going to be in my top 10. Now, I can tell you it's going to be in my top 3 for this year. I haven't even did my top 10 list. I haven't did it at all, but I can tell you already it's in my top 3, and it might just land as number 1. No offense to Mrs. Judge. This is one where I could not wait for her to get a bottle, so I had to make store connections just to be safe, and luckily I did, because she did try to order it online, and she was not successful. Luckily, I had made some store connections beforehand, and I'm glad I got it. This is the best asterisk bottle out there. Found North, the brand new Peregrine, aged anywhere from 20 to 27 years. I've only had this bottle now for a week, and look how much I've already sipped. And I'm going to be having some more tonight. This bottle is flat out ridiculous. And I don't mean ridiculous like as in decent. I mean ridiculous as in good. Absolutely flat out amazing. This bottle is going to land in my top 3 of this year. It just depends if it's going to be 1, 2, or 3. That's it. Hey friends, until the next time, peace, cheers, and most important, salute. Take care. See you guys.